Hello friends, today we are going to learn how to drive an automatic car, and these guides are for absolute beginners. So to start with, first every driver should have a clear idea about their vehicle. In this case over here we are going to learn how to drive a Kia Sonet. So if you look at the dimensions, as per the brochure it is 3995 mm in length, 1790 mm in width. But every time you can't take a measurement tape with you and measure all these dimensions always. One of the good method is to go stand next to your driver's seat position. So wherever your head will be in the car, stand next to that. And from outside now you will have a clear view. Okay, this is where I will be sitting inside the car, and from here the vehicle has a length to the front by this much, to the back by this much. Again, to make it a bit more clearer, you can just take a walk like as usual you walk. So if I make 1, 2, 3, 4, that's where the front end of the vehicle is. So as per my physics and as per my understanding, I can clearly now say that okay, if I take a 4 step forward, that's where my vehicle will end. Similarly, from this same position you can take a walk backward, 1, 2, 3, yeah, around 3.5. That's where the back end of the vehicle is. So this now gives you an idea that okay, from wherever I am sitting, if I go 4 steps forward in my own way of walking, that's where the front end is. If I go 3.5 steps backward, that's where the back end is. To get an idea of the width of your car, it is good to take a walk across the car like 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 steps, that's the width of my car. So this gives you an idea like, yeah, the total length is around 7.5 steps, 4 steps in breadth, and wherever I am sitting, from there 4 steps forward is where the front end is, 3.5 steps backward is the back end is. As we tried to understand the dimensions of the car from outside, another good method to understand the dimensions of your car from inside is to take help of another person and ask him to come nearby the car and stay exactly in front of your car just before touching it. And now if you look from inside the car, you can see that and feel or understand that okay, if I see something at this distance, that means my front end is there and it is going to touch. And you can also ask them to go to the corner of the car. So from this side now you can understand that okay, this is where the front left corner of the car. You can also ask them to go and stand in the left side of the car where the tire is, so that you understand that okay, this is where the left extreme end of the car. Similarly, you can ask them to the right corner also. You can ask them to stay in the right also. So now you understand okay, this is where the right end of the car. If you do this kind of an experiment or a procedure, you can easily understand that okay, from my position, if I see something at this distances of my car, it's actually very close to it. And repeating this multiple times gives you a clear idea that okay, by perspective, that's where my boundary is. Next we will talk about how to set your driver's seat. Many of us would have seen that people sitting in a car like this or completely stretched like this, both of them are unsafe. The reason is, if you are sitting like this, in case there is a crash happens, first your airbag comes out. The airbag is going to be opening on your face, so it is going to cause injury than saving you in that kind of situations. Next, if you are sitting like this, the problem is, in case if there is a crash happens, again all that shocks get passed through the steering column and your hand is not going to absorb it anymore. So it gets completely transferred to you. So these are the two reasons why you should not sit like this or this. Now we will talk about how to set up your seat. There are two main concerns when you are setting your seat. First, are you able to see clearly outside the vehicle? Two, are you able to control the vehicle properly? And when it comes to the control, brake is the most important part. And so when you set your seat, you have to first check whether you are able to press your brake completely. Press your brake completely, then move your seat such that this angle remains almost in a 110 to 120 degree. Then you have to adjust your recline angle. Your recline angle should be adjusted in such a way that you are not sitting in a right angle like this, because if you are sitting like this, all your weight of your body is going to be resting on your hip. So it is going to give you fatigue. Instead, you are supposed to tilt it a little so that body's weight is going to be distributed over the backrest of your seat. And then Again, next important thing you have to consider is place your hand on your steering wheel and look what is the angle of your elbow. If it is somewhere like this, again it is unsafe. So you have to make sure that it goes somewhere around 120 degree. Advantage is if it is around this angle, it acts as a shock absorber while there is a crash happening. Some vehicles nowadays come with seat height adjustment and steering tilt and telescopic adjustment. When you set your seat height, as you raise your seat, you can think and imagine the seat is raising to till here now. And when you try to press the brake, you won't have enough action area because the seat is blocking it. So whenever you are adjusting the seat height, ensure that you are not losing your leverage on your brake. 2. Nowadays the cars are coming with tilt and telescopic steering wheel, and whenever you are setting these telescopic and tilt adjustments on your steering wheel, ensure that you can see your speedometer, driver information system, and you have absolute visibility outside also. And one more thing you have to understand here is whenever you are placing your hand on your steering wheel, always try to maintain a 9-3 clock position, which means on both extremes of your steering wheel. One advantage of placing your hand like this is you will get the maximum leverage on your steering wheel. Second most important reason, nowadays every car comes with a airbag in the center of your steering wheel, and if you are placing your hand like this or this, there is a very high chance of this airbag is going to open just under your hand. So it will just push your hand instead of giving you a protection. So many of us have heard about this head restraint as head rest. Actually, the full form is head restraint. Head rest, whenever we hear that, we feel like it is a place for resting your head like this. No, it's actually a protective and safety aspect of your car. When something hits from your back, your head will go back like this because your whole body is being pushed by the seat due to that impact. Then your head will go back. In that kind of situation, the injury usually happen is known as whiplash. In that case, you will have a completely injured neck joint over here. That can even affect your spinal cord, all the nerve connections, etc. So this head restraint will protect you from those kind of situations. So whenever you are in your car and set your seating, you have to check that whether your head restraint is in the right position. Because some people I have seen it will be in the lowest condition, so that when you are sitting here, your head will have a lot of movement possible on top of this. Many of the people would have set it up like this on the top. So when there is a crash happening, your head will go into the gap again like this. The exact way of adjustment is whenever you are sitting in the car and set your seat, check that your back of this head actually goes into the mid of the head restraint like this. And when you are sitting comfortably, check what is the gap between your head restraint and your head. It can be somewhere between 4 fingers. So it is comfortable. Your head will have the freedom of movement to every sides. But whenever there is an impact from the back, your head can have that small travel and immediately your head restraint will stop the movement. Next, we will talk about the most important controls in a car. We will start with the foot pedals. The right extreme one is the accelerator, next one is the brake, and on the left extreme, here we have a footrest, but in normal manual vehicles you will have a clutch over here. And it's a universal practice that use only your right leg to control your accelerator and brake, and just please dedicate your left leg for the clutch itself. And in here, since you don't have a clutch, please leave it as it is. And the next thing over here is the gear shifter. In usual conventional automatics, we will have PRNDS. P is for park mode, R is for reverse, N is for neutral, D is for drive, and S is for sport mode. I will explain you each and every modes over here. P is for park, which means whenever you put your car in the park mode, there is a small pin lock in your transmission that ensures the vehicle doesn't move. The R is for reverse. When you put your gearbox to N mode, that is basically the neutral, where your wheels and engine doesn't have any connection. Next is the drive mode, which is for your forward movement. And over here you can see there is a plus and minus. If you go to the drive mode and put it to the right, you can see now it has entered to the manual mode. If you push off, it will upshift, and if you pull it back, it will downshift. Now handbrake. Whenever you put your car into park mode, please engage the handbrake. The handbrake also takes a lot of load that is coming from the vehicle onto the transmission when you have parked the car. Next is your steering wheel. As you can see here, there are two positions where you can leave your hand. If you compare it with a clock position, this is basically 9-3. These are the best positions where you will get the best leverage of your steering wheel. Next is the indicator and light control. This here controls your headlight, fog light, high beam, low beam, right indicator, left indicator, etc. And left controls all your wiper controls, intermittent wiper or high speed, low speed, or the wiper washer. All these controls happens on the left. And in German cars it will be a little different. The left one will be controlling all the light related stuff, and the right one will be controlling all the wiper related stuff. And this is where you have your driver's information display, which is also consisting of the tachometer, speedometer, etc. And this is where you have your infotainment system, and this is where your air condition is. So in a car, these are the major control elements. First one is the accelerator, brake. Second one, gear shifter. Third, handbrake. Fourth, your steering wheel. Fifth, your indicator and light controls. Sixth, your wiper control. 7, your driver information system. And at the end, this is your full cockpit. So we are going to conclude today's video. We have explained about dimensions of your vehicle, how to set your driver's seat, and what are the important controls in your car. In next video, we will be explaining about the steering mechanism, its working and functioning, and how to control it, and some other technical aspects of the car in the journey of learning to drive. So I hope this has helped you, and stay tuned for more videos like this. Thank you very much.